Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back. And this is
Bestie
with my bestie. I feel like my eyes are so heavy with these eyelashes. I'm sorry if I look weird.
No, you look beautiful.
Shut up.
You shut up. Gosh. Okay.
But hi guys, welcome. Why do I have two hair ties?
Because you're prepared.
I love that. Thank you. So quick to be on my side.
Negative, okay?
That's so funny. Okay.
Because what if I was like, oh, I wish I had a ponytail right now?
That's true. Here.
You'd come to the
throw
rescue.
It. Yes.
Exactly.
You want this one or this one? One's tight, one's loose.
Oh my gosh, options, see?
Do you like tight ones or loose ones?
Ooh, see, I don't use those kind of...
Oh, hair
what
ties?
are those called? Yeah, hair ties, like a...
what do you call
elastic ones. I always just say ligas, but...
Got it.
Yeah, because I don't know what to call them, I guess.
Rubber bands.
Yeah.
I guess.
There's like multiple things people call it.
I think I use the word... I go back between rubber band and hair ties.
Oh, okay.
But I know ligas are a good one.
Yeah. But I use scrunchies.
Oh, I just started using hair clips.
I've been trying to find one to hold up my hair.
I'm telling you, I have to. I'm gonna get you one because I just recently lost one.
Really?
These are the Teleties or Teleties hair ties.
Teletubby ties.
And they are so good. I lost the large ones. They have large, medium, small. Okay. I lost the large ones. Good grip. Literally will hold your hair.
Okay.
And I just lost it. So I'm using the medium one, which is still holding, but the large one is fit for my hair because it's thicker.
Yeah, same. So that's what's kind of hard. I just have, when I use clips, I just kind of get my hair back and I put it in the center. I don't put all of my hair up because it will not hold it.
Yeah, no, I'll get you one because I need to order one anyways.
Yeah.
But Teleties.
Okay,
yeah, of course. But okay, so hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. My name is Vanessa.
And I'm Marley.
And this is
Bestie with my bestie. So I was waiting for you and everything. I'm like, so
how are you?
Yeah, how are things going?
No, really, how are you?
I'm good, actually. I was gonna say same, actually. Good. All things good.
Do you watch full coverage?
I don't.
No. Oh, it's Laura Lee and Manny MUA. Love their podcast, but they do this thing in the beginning of their episodes where they call it a peek in a pit. And I love that so much. So they talk about like one thing in the week that was really good and one thing that was like so shitty that they went through. I don't want to copy them, of course. Like we're not copying them, but that's such like a good like icebreaker to start
for sure.
A podcast, like just a conversation.
Yeah.
But how are you? We don't have to do that, but how are you?
Actually, me and Andy would do that. Oh. So for a while, we haven't lately, but we took a little break doing it. We had a notebook each. Oh. And like after dinner, we would actually write down the peak and pit of our day and then do a little summary of something like worth remembering. Not literally like today I went to work. Like no, because that's common, but like something that stood out in the day that felt worth remembering.
So like good or bad. Like something you're grateful for today.
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that's what we would do after dinner every day. We're going to have to start to pick that up again, but we really liked it. It just made us like, I guess, appreciate things more. And then kind of like, it gave us a chance to have a little recap in our day too.
Would you guys share or just like have time for yourselves to like?
We would share if we wanted to share. We would always share though.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. We would explain like what happened in our days and it gave us like, it was like scheduled time for us, you know?
Got it. Like more intimate, like let's come together.
Yeah. Like
that's sweet.
Instead of how was your day? Oh, good. Or you know, like we would actually discuss our days, like go into detail, something, whatever. Yeah.
That's really good. That's healthy.
Yeah. Right, I love it. And yeah, we need to start that up again. We got really busy for a moment there where we kind of just lost track. I think I was just taking a lot of orders after work. And I feel like I would eat like snacks. When I do orders, I won't sit down to like eat a meal. I'll just be snacking on stuff the whole time.
Oh, that's so sweet though. I do like that idea.
Yeah, so you should try it.
We should try it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should try it and tell me how it feels. I don't know. It feels like it kind of like
But it's a good thing to check in on your partner.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if something throughout their day maybe bothered them or was like made them super happy that they weren't aware of.
Right.
But it definitely is something good to like something healthy for you and your partner. Because I know sometimes my way of trying to bring up a conversation with Eric can come off not like tone deaf, but like maybe how I maybe how I like
save it for the popsicle stick.
Right? Maybe how I sound doesn't come off genuine. Because sometimes, like, to me, I'm not like a very vulnerable person. Eric is more in tune with his emotions. I am not. So this is something I'm still learning about. So a lot of the times I'm like, okay, like check in on Eric. I'll be like, okay, like to me, I'm sounding like, hey, like, how are you? How was your day? Like, is there anything you want to talk about? But how it really comes off is like, hey, so how was your day?
Yeah.
You know, and it comes very like nonchalant. To him, it's like, oh, good. But to me, it's like, I want the details.
Yes.
But he has to tell me like, you know, it just comes off like how every other time comes off. Like, hey, like, so like, what's up? What's up with you?
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it's coming off like, I want to know.
More casual when it's like meaningful. And you do mean it in a meaningful way, but sometimes it doesn't come off. So that's why like this way would be really good, like for you to connect. Yeah. It is more intimate because you're sharing like, and again, if you don't want to, we do make it clear to each other, like if you don't want to share that with me, you don't have to, like a negative point. And
it's raining. It's raining outside.
It is raining. I just heard. I was just like,
I love the rain.
Yeah, I do too. I love the smell.
Except it makes me sad.
Does it?
Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah, but I like it.
But I like to cry.
Yeah. So. Definitely try it though.
I do.
Let me know
like
how
that.
you like it.
Yeah, I think that would help people like me who don't know how to sound genuine.
Yeah, or like if you want a way to communicate or to like maybe get closer, you feel like you guys are both like so busy, and this can be for anybody. Really.
Honestly, I think I should start doing that because I think there's a lot of things throughout the day, me and him both as well, where we have different responsibilities. Therefore, we go through our own different stressors. And so a lot of the times, like I know what stresses him out and I know he knows what stresses me out, but it's hard to want to communicate that with your person without wanting to stress them out about it.
Yeah.
Or make them feel like
caught off guard about it also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what we tend to do is like I'll end up bottling. I hate asking for help. I hate, like I said, being vulnerable.
Right.
But that's something that I'm slowly learning because what I've come to realize is like I keep things bottled up and I like push it to the side. Like, no, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Until it starts to affect how I am with him because like all this stuff gets bottled up, which makes me like stressed out and angry. And then I'm like lashing out on him when I don't mean to because he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, like he's kind of like more maybe confused, like what is like happening here, like when he kind of doesn't know like what is going through your head.
So I'll give an example. This actually just happened this week. It's more personal and intimate, but I like want to share it. I'm very, which is so funny because I hate being vulnerable, but I'm very emotional. If that kind of makes sense. And I think it got
definitely
more heightened after I had kids. Right. Because now that I have kids, my main thing is like, for instance, like I can't watch the news because I'm very sensitive. What is it, like an empath or you feel?
Yeah, you're an empath. You're empathetic.
Yes, I think that's it. There's another one. It's either you're an empath or you're...
You could be like just sympathetic.
Sympathetic. What's the difference though?
An empath, I want to say, don't quote me, don't come for me.
Yeah.
An empath is more like you feel everyone's like emotions. You like truly feel for them. So if you're telling me a story, like I'm really feeling for you. Like if you're telling me about a fight like you and Eric had, I'm like, oh, fuck, like that really sucks. Or like you like try to feel exactly like what they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know, but like sympathetic is almost the same thing, I want to say, because you're just being sympathetic towards someone or towards a situation. You're being sensitive about it, sensitive enough to understand like where someone can be coming from. Okay, you know? But they're very close.
Yeah, they sound the same.
Yeah,
but I mean, regardless, I'm very sensitive now.
Yeah,
and so if I go on, sucks because like there's been times where I go on. Like, I'll see a clip from TikTok and it's so sad or something horrible just happened and it's in my head and I'll carry it with me every single day.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like sometimes when I see or hear too many things, it affects me to the point where I can't ever be in the moment, because in like randomly I'll get this image of like something that I just saw that was very traumatizing online.
Yeah.
And so lately that actually has been happening, where I feel like I've come across so many negative things online where I tend to hold it in. And then I start to think about like what that family could have been going through, what this person could have been going through, what like, you know, like my mind goes there. And so I think that happens to me a lot when I stop and think about like, oh my God, like there's children out there in the world that are going through something, or that are being like, you know, abused or left behind, or going through something very, you know, traumatizing and horrible. And so I will randomly, like those thoughts will creep into my head randomly, and it like just, you know, oh my God, we totally forgot about that.
I know. I was like, that's what I was trying to mess with it, but listen to you. I'm still trying to give you eye contact.
I was like, yeah, we are missing something.
Were you like, what the hell is she doing?
It's like, excuse me, I'm talking about children right now.
Can you like look at me? I'm talking to you.
No, but what I'm trying to basically say is like, when it comes to children, especially, my mind goes through, you know, things that you hear around the world that are going on. And so I become very sad and like sensitive towards it. And just so this week, I think I had so much that I was holding on to, and that I like heard or saw just, you know, from either conversations or going on TikTok or the news channels or something. And then one night Eric was upstairs, the kids were asleep. We tend to do our own things. So like I'm downstairs, I'm cleaning, I'm having time for myself, and Eric's upstairs playing video games. And I started getting angry. Like I had like a lot of built up anger, and I was by myself. And you know, I can admit that sometimes I go through like spiritual warfare, but he doesn't know that.
Right.
He doesn't know like what goes on in my head. And I don't like to tell him this stuff, because it is also hard for me to be vulnerable with him. But I started walking around just like angry. Like I was pissed, and anything was making me mad. And anytime like Eric was messaging me, like, cause he's upstairs playing video games, I was like very short and simple. And I felt like this anger inside of me, and it didn't feel right.
Right.
You know, I didn't feel like myself. I feel like I was feeding into it at this point. And then I didn't like being alone, but then I felt like I needed to be alone. Yeah. Anyways, I went upstairs, and I just like had a moment with myself, and I was just like looking at myself in the mirror, and I like started talking to myself. Okay, like, what are you doing? Yeah. You know, like it was like this is very deep and personal, but I like finally looked at myself in the mirror, and I started crying, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, why do you keep doing this to yourself? Like, stop doing this, Vanessa. Like, this isn't healthy for you. Like, but my biggest problem is it's hard for me to find peace in things when I know that there's stuff that's going on that I can't control, that I wish I can't control, but I can't control. And so, but Eric has no idea. He's upstairs playing video games. Chilling, you know, he has no idea all is what it is that I'm going through. Yeah. And so he finally goes downstairs, and I'm upstairs, and I'm just like angry still, but I'm emotional, and I'm crying, and I'm like, I don't feel right. So anyways, I go downstairs, and he looks at me, and I just hug him. And he's like, you know, he's at this point, he like takes off his headset. He's like, what's going on? And I can't talk to him. And he's like, do you need a hug? And I was like, yeah. And so he hugs me, and then I just simply asked him, like, can you pray for me? Yeah. Aww. And it was in that moment, he was like, yeah. And he prayed for me. And then that's when like we finally opened up with each other. He's like, what's going on? And I just like let everything out. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, that's good that you guys do that, because I think that's something I need to start doing. Yeah. Because I keep everything in until it gets to moments like that night where I'm like, I can't be alone right now. But then he doesn't know that. He thinks something horrible just happened. He's like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, it's just my head. All of a sudden. And
you're like, fine. Just in my thoughts. Yeah.
I'm like, everything's good. It's just, you know, I'm going through things mentally.
Yeah, you know.
So like
myself.
Yeah. So that's something that happened this week, where I'm like, I need to be better at informing my partner about like, you know,
emotions,
just
your feelings. Yeah. Just in general, how you're doing, your state of mind.
Because it was in that moment, he's like, what is happening? And that's happened quite often, where I tend to blow up, or something's like bottling up inside of me, and he gets the end of the stick, and he's like, I have no idea because you won't let me in. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah. But then I also have to tell him, like, I need your help though, because I'm not comfortable opening up naturally. So sometimes I need you to nudge me, like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Let's talk. Is there anything on your mind? And I'm like, okay, then that opens a window or a door for me to be like, okay, thank you for making the first move, because I know I can't sometimes.
Definitely. Yeah. Actually, that goes to play with our episode of red flags. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Another red flag of mine is I feel like I thought of it. I will do the same thing in the way where what you said, like I related to so much. I will hold back on saying something. I don't just go out and say, this is how I feel. I'm a very emotional person and I will listen to you all the way. And I want for people to be able to feel like they can come to me and like tell me how they feel and them know I'll listen, no judgment, whatever it is. But me, myself, I cannot get myself to start the conversation. Like, even I think that's where like the passive aggressiveness will come from. My other red flag.
Going back to that.
Yeah, going back to that one. And I feel like I don't know where to start or I don't know how to like just come out and say it. So I bottle it in and that's where the passive aggressiveness will come out because of that. Yeah. So if something's bugging me, like if there's something like Andy did, I won't say it, but I'll be very quiet.
You're rehearsing it in your head.
Yes. Yeah. And my mood will change and you will tell because you can, and anyone really can tell like if something's wrong with me. Like it's totally different and it's pretty every once in a while kind of a thing, but you can tell. So I feel like, and I know it's probably bad, but since I know it's such a difference in my mood, I kind of just want to be asked like, what's wrong? Instead of me having to just be like, so I'm upset because of this. Like, I can't do that. So I like to be asked like,
but then
what's
sometimes
wrong?
you get upset if like they obviously aren't asking you when it's obvious that you're upset.
Yes.
It's like, do you not fucking care about me?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. That just happened.
That
just happened to me last week too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's easy to tell when my mood has changed. So why didn't you ask me? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't you say like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And then even so sometimes when I'm asked what's wrong, I laugh because I saw this TikTok and some girl, like it was my man not asking me what's wrong for the 5th time when this time I actually planned on telling him what was wrong.
Oh, yes.
That's literally, I was like laughing because it's so relatable. And I don't know why I'm like that. I guess also like I don't want to come off like I'm complaining either. So I kind of just try to sweep it all under the rug. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, just move on from it. But I bottle things up too. So
that's so funny. Yeah, I feel like that's such a common thing though, like girls
definitely,
do. Yeah. Because, that's happened where he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, and it's like, you should know from that that I meant no.
Yeah,
like,
that means you need to push me more into telling you.
To open up to. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I always feel so annoying for that. Like, I know it's not a good thing. I should be able to. But there you go. That's like another reason. Like, that's such a good idea and such a great way to like kind of avoid anything like that. Because you can get like, some people get really anxious when bringing something up if something's bothering them. And you're going through all this, but if and you also don't want to like catch the person off guard too. Yeah. If you have something to say. So it's nice that you have that. It's scheduled every day where you're able to just tell your feelings. It's at the end of the day, dinner, after dinner, you enjoy your dinner still and then you go ahead and discuss it. Yeah. So you also don't go to bed angry, holding on to any like, sadness, anger,
grudges, animosity, anything. That's really smart. I'm taking that from you guys.
Yeah, do it. Yes, anyone. Seriously,
you're like, no,
do
fuck
it.
you. That's my thing.
You can't do that. Are you copying me? Exactly. No, definitely do it.
That's a good one.
Definitely do it.
I'm taking it. Okay, well, that wasn't the topic for today.
But I feel like it definitely was good.
No, it was like really good. And we could go deeper into it.
I feel like that should be our topic.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah. We're already like, on a good start from it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like, I guess, friendships versus relationships, do you handle things the same way? So for that, obviously, like I'm not going to like have like a pit and peek notebook with like a friend and like after dinner. So like, how do you go about handling something in a friendship kind of way?
I think now, looking back at it and looking at how I was with like ex-best friends, I think now, depending on how comfortable I am with this new friend or new best friend, I think if I know this person is mature enough to sit down and hear me out and be like, okay, this is what's bothering me or this rubbed me the wrong way, then I would be more open to it. But my thing is, I am horrible at speaking in person versus how I am over text. So, like, I can comfortably over text someone and be like, hey, you know, it'll be beautifully written with all the details that I have in my head.
Right.
Versus in person, I'm like, I'm stressing out about how I'm going to bring it up, how exactly I'm going to say it. I'm rehearsing it. And then I know how in person. Sound. Yeah. And then when it comes to in person, I'm like, I shouldn't. You know what? It's not that big of a deal. You know, like, can you let it go? Pick and choose your battles. And then I feel like I'm going to miss some stuff. But I feel like that's how I am for relationships and friendships.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I would rather text my problems to somebody than verbally say them to somebody.
Yeah. Okay. See.
Which is a problem.
No, honestly, okay. I look at texting discussions in a good way and also talking in a good way. So there's pros and cons to both, I feel like sometimes. I feel like through text, it's nice because you get to write down everything of how you feel and the other person has to hear you out and vice versa. You have to hear out the person because you're reading everything they're feeling. Mm-hmm. There's no way you can interrupt because you have to read it to respond, you know, and you can get your full feelings out without saying something like just blurting something out or coming off like really angry, you know. But also a negative thing about discussing things over text is you don't know how the other person is going to sound. And maybe you can like kind of take it in a way where they didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, it cops out feelings.
Yeah. And like, yeah, you can use emojis, but I feel like I don't really use emojis like when I'm arguing with someone, you know, or having a discussion. Like, so, and that's what's good about in person is you can see the tone, you know, and
the body language, everything.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I rather discuss something in person.
Yeah.
But if it's with someone who gets very heated, then I like to over text. If I know, like me, I'm not a yeller.
Yeah.
Like
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Yeah. See, and I get like chicken of that. And like, I feel, in a situation, like if I don't know, I just try to avoid that, I guess, because I will get sensitive, like if I'm getting yelled at or like, I guess it's more of a thing, like I'm not going to yell at someone. So I would like hope they wouldn't yell at me.
Oh, you know? No, I'm like, if you yell at me, I'm matching your energy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and take it. I'm going to like go off.
Oh no, definitely. I will to a point, I guess.
You won't start off yelling.
Right.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You get it. You got it. So,
yeah. I feel like for me though, whenever it comes to like say me and Eric, like something pissed me off, I shut down. Mm-hmm. I refuse to make eye contact. I refuse to talk to him. I'm very like giving him the cold shoulder, but that's just like what I grew up doing.
Right.
You know, so I can definitely say that's, I think, a trait that I picked up from my mom. Sorry, Mom. But me and my sisters, like, we both have come to realize that. And that's something that we've acknowledged. Like, okay, our communication skills are not the best. I can 100% say that my communication is not the best compared to Eric's.
Yeah.
He is very much like, let's sit down, let's talk about it. Let's not talk to each other in a disrespectful tone or way. Yeah. But sometimes it slips out.
Right.
I don't mean for it too, but once it's out, it's like at that point I'm annoyed, and then if he matches me, then I'm like, then why are you matching me?
Right.
You know?
For sure.
So I think confrontational wise, I don't like being confrontational, but once it's started, like it's hard for me to like not pop off.
Just drop it and
yeah.
Like
it's hard for me to just sit there and be like a therapist, like, yeah, so how did that make you feel? Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm in my emotions, I'm in my feelings. I'm like, no, my face is showing it, my body language is showing it. Mm-hmm.
Instead of yelling, I'll cry.
Yeah, I'll end up crying.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like,
definitely the
if
crier.
you want to have a yelling, cussing match, bring it on. Like, I'll match you.
Yeah.
I'll end up losing, but I'm not gonna
like crying.
Yes. I'm like, why did you do that? And I'm like, I'm on my period. I'm like, okay. The period card.
Yeah. Throw that out there.
Toxic trait.
Yeah.
Do you have a difference between friendships and relationships with how you handle, is that what you asked me? Confrontations?
Yeah. So, yes. With friendships, I feel like I'm even more quiet. Oh. When it comes to Andy, I feel like I have a better communication with him. Mm-hmm. So if something's bugging me, and see, it depends. Sometimes I've been trying to be more like straight up and be more honest when something is bugging me. Mm-hmm. So sometimes like I'll just like text him if I can't like just
verbally say it.
Yeah, or if people are around.
Got it.
And I'm like,
that's reasonable.
Hey, I didn't like this. Yeah. Or this wasn't necessary to me, or you know what I mean? Mm. But the thing that I don't like that upsets me, okay? If I say like, if you did something and I'm like, Vanessa, I don't think it was necessary to do this. Okay? And then you come and you reply like, is that bugging you? And it's kind of like, of course it's bugging me. I'm bringing it up. I literally explained like what it was that I didn't like. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, because that, and then it's just like.
So it's like common sense. You should know that's the reason why I'm messaging you about it.
Exactly. If it wasn't bugging me, I would never message it to you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know it could sound immature, like, oh my gosh, you texted me. You can't just like tell me. Well.
But it's also if there's a group of people around, you don't want to make a scene.
Yes. But I also want to let you know, like, that's right then and there almost, like, hey, I didn't like that. So that you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because if I'm afraid, like, if I bring it up later on at the end of the night or something, he can be like, well, when? Like, I don't remember that. Or I don't remember how I said that. So... But it can also be a bad thing because then I'm like bringing it up and then I'm ruining the mood. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But that's normal though. Because I know for me and Eric, like when we've had friends over and maybe he has said something the wrong way. Right. I think sometimes like say if he goes upstairs real quick, I'll go upstairs, like catch a moment. I'll catch a moment with him and be like, hey, like I didn't like that. You know, like just, and then he'd be like, oh, like, you know, like what do you mean? I'm like, well, this is how you said it. It just made me feel this way. And then he'll like apologize, like, oh, I'm sorry. And then we'll end it cute. Like, okay, I love you. Like, you know, I just want to let you know. But there have been some times where maybe like maybe I'm just in like an annoyed mood. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's multiple comments he's making, like guy banter, guy talk or something. I'm just like, you know, then I'll slowly start to shut down or I'll give him looks like, and I'll roll my eyes at him. Then he'll slowly get the hint like, okay. Yeah. Like something bothered her. Let me make sure she's comfortable and she's okay. So then he'll start being cute with me. Mm. And then I'll just tell myself like, I'll talk to him later after it. Yeah. You know. But texting is very understandable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's funny. You just start beeping him. I'm going to beep him. Man.
I'm just kidding. Fucking know what? Okay.
Stupid person.
Stupid idiot. You fucking idiot.
You dumbass.
I know, seriously. You sound like...
You're supposed to read my mind.
Literally, yeah.
Are you, like, I think you are. I'm like...
Hey, oh my gosh, I hope
like
it's a good thing.
Would you say you're a vulnerable person?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm not. I can't. Really? Like you, like in the past episode, you were already saying how you love love. Like you love to see love and love people expressing love. To me, that's so weird, but that's also how I grew up. Yep. You know, so it's like when it comes to Eric, like he loves, you know, he's a very vulnerable man who's also in tune with his emotions. And I love that because that's something that I lack in.
Right. So, and it's a good balance. So it's like, you know, when someone lacks it and, you know, someone has it, it's a good thing.
Yeah. So like if I just, like I get very cringed and weirded out when I just see something like super lovey-dovey and like very emotional. I'm just like, ew, like my body's quivering.
Is that?
I just think growing up, we probably weren't as in tune with our emotions. So like growing up, I never told my sisters. We never told each other we loved each other. Okay. That was weird for us to do. Okay. It was very much like we knew we loved each other, but we never had to say it.
That's my sister. You know I love you. Yeah. Kind of a thing.
So it was never like, you know, it's also like sisters. You fight a lot, you bicker, you have like, you know, your girl moments, your girl talk, and then, you know, but growing up, we never told each other we loved each other. And so it wasn't until I moved out with Eric and my mom, I never really told my mom I loved her either. Wow. Yeah. So it was that weird dynamic. Like I told my dad I loved him, but when it comes to like the girls in my life, I never did. Okay. Yeah, and it wasn't until we moved out where me and my other sister started getting closer. Now it like comes off naturally, like, hey, I love you. Yeah. You know? Sweet. But when it comes to Eric, like he is my first, I think, real, authentic, serious, obviously serious. We have kids and we're engaged. I mean, yeah. But like relationship where I have to be in tune with my emotions. And it's weird for me. Right. It's new. It's like a new territory. Yeah. Like. So still to this day, we're going on 4 years. And still to this day, he'll bring something up. And I'm like, you have to understand, though, like, obviously we're with each other. You're my partner. I love you. But some things are still weird for me to be open to you about. Yeah, but you're trying. And that's what matters. That's what counts. Yeah. It doesn't come off the way I want to sometimes, but it's like, I'm trying. Yeah, I really am here. Give me 4 more years. Maybe I'll be there. Yeah, seriously. Just be patient. It's hard. Like, I'll look at other couples and how they are with each other, like super lovey-dovey. And I'm like, I want that. But sometimes it's weird for me to show it. Right. Because I was never that growing up. All right. So I'm slowly starting to learn. I see. Yeah. Okay. I see, like, my upbringing is kind of, I don't even know how to, like, I guess I don't know why I love so much. I don't want to get too deep, I guess, or too, like, oh my gosh, poor me. No, of course. But, like, I don't know my dad. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if the lack of love from, like, a parent who abandoned me makes me want to have that much more love to kind of like make up for it, almost like a love like I would have. But my mom was always very like loving with me because she was a single mom. It was just me and her for a while. And the whole I love you thing comes very naturally to me. Mm-hmm. Like if I go to my parents' house or if my little brother will spend the night every weekend. Like if he doesn't, like I miss him. I'm like, oh my gosh, you need to, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm very family oriented. My whole family is. So anytime we hang out, when we leave, I'm like, okay, I love you. Like I'll see you later. Mm-hmm. Like everything after we get off the phone. Okay, love you. Bye. Like every single time. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I guess because even like my brother's. My dad, but you know, he came into like mine and my mom's life like later on. Him and my mom aren't really lovey-dovey either. So I really don't, I guess, know where I get that, I guess. Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, I really don't know. I'm like really trying to think about it now. I have just always been like that. Yeah. I've always loved the idea of it. It could be like an underlining like daddy issues kind of thing in a way. So, but a good one. Yeah, like a good one. It's a good trait. I'll take that one. Yeah. So, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but like I can agree with you on the family oriented because me and my family we like love each other. Yeah. But it's just we never would verbally say it. Yeah. So we were very like family first, always protect each other. You know, just like the whole family first mentality, and like. We always hang out with each other. I see my family maybe like twice a week, many times throughout the week. Mm-hmm. And it's just growing up, we weren't really in tune with expressing our emotions. So that's what's hard for me. Okay. It's just the expressing part. I love family. I love the idea of like loving family. Like I love Eric's family. Yeah. But to like sit down and open up, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. Like you should know I love you, but I don't have to feel like I have to say it kind of thing. You kind of just like made me like realize something maybe, and I'm so communicative, like communicate. I really like to communicate. Yeah. I'm not even gonna try. So like how you're saying like Eric likes to communicate while you like to, but he's more of the communicator, I guess. Yes. That's how it is for me and Andy. I love to communicate everything, and he doesn't really. He's not like much of a I want to talk about it kind of, you know. But I think maybe
it's because growing up, seeing kind of how my parents would communicate, that kind of like made me realize like this is not the way I want to communicate with someone, because then it's going to end up like this.
Of course.
Or like, and like my parents like have like obviously argued and like they'll yell and stuff. And so I think that's why I just don't like it. Like, please don't like yell at me. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't cuss at me. And because I'm not going to do that to you, because I don't want to make it worse. Like, I want to have a discussion. I don't even like to call arguments really, like, or fights, because like I want to just discuss it, to move past it and to make it better. And that's it, you know, kind of a thing. And I guess I've just learned off of what I've seen.
Got it. I'm the opposite.
And lived with.
Yeah. I'm the opposite, but Eric has shown me that it's not okay.
Right.
To still do what you know.
Right.
So like when you're in a household, like for me, I'm in a household with 3 other women, and then there was my dad and like my little brother. But when the girls are together, and you're in a home, and it's like period after period and hormones everywhere, and you're yelling, you're cussing, you're intentionally trying to hurt the other one because you're fighting.
Right. And that's more of a sisterly thing. Like, you guys know your sisters. So when you fight with family, like sisters, it's different. Yeah,
but that's all I knew how to fight. So it wasn't so much like, oh, we're arguing. It's like, no, we're fighting. Yeah. And so when I met Eric, to him, it's like, oh, it's an argument. But like, I would take it up a notch to a fight, because that's how I knew how to communicate. Right. So when he's trying to like sit down and talk about emotions, I'm boiling inside, and then I start to yell, and then I start to cuss, and then I'm like crying, and then I shut down because that's what I know. Right. So now I'm obviously better at it. Duh, he married me. He could put up with it. Yeah. But it's definitely something where I'm like, okay, I have kids now. We don't argue in front of the kids. I refuse to do that. Nice. And like, we'll catch each other at the end of the night when the kids are asleep and we've had space taken from each other to like come together and be like, okay, let's talk now. Right. But yeah, that's not the best communication traits I got, but being vulnerable is the one thing I still struggle with to this day. Even though I'm going to marry him and like I should be vulnerable with him, it's still hard for me to open up. Yeah. Which is understandable, especially if you're used to it. But like I said, like what matters definitely is that you're trying and you're working on it, and you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I gotta give myself credit for that. Yeah. Thank you, Marley, for acknowledging that. You're welcome. I see it. Oh man. Yeah, that was good. A good us being vulnerable. Yeah. Being personal, vulnerable. Yeah. I think the one thing though is I think it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek help, to know that you're not alone. You don't have to do everything alone, because I have that mindset. Like, it's my problem, therefore I need to do it. Yeah, for sure. You know, but then I have to realize, like, but when I do that, I am affecting the people around me because I'm keeping it bottled up inside, and I don't know how to handle it. Yeah, because then to, like, sometimes you'll explode. Yeah. And I've done that. I mean, everyone's done that. I know I don't like to yell or anything, but I'm not going to say like I've never done it before. Yeah. You know? But it happens. Like, emotions get crazy, and, you know. But what matters is that we learn from it. World peace. That's a like a. And that's our thumbnail. And that's World peace. But that was a turn of events. That was good. That was really good, though. Yeah, no, I really liked that one. I like it just came naturally to us, and we were just like, let's just be vulnerable with each other. I love it. I was vulnerable in this fucking episode. Oh my gosh. You're like, it's working. I know. But I know that there's people who struggle with it like I do. Yeah. And I think it's just a good reminder to know that, like, you know, it's like it's normal, but it's something that I have to constantly remind myself is like, you're doing good. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. It's okay to ask for help. You're not alone. Because, like, just this week I went through that with the story. I said, like, Eric had to remind me, like, you are not alone. Like, stop trying to think that you can handle everything by yourself, because even though you think you can, like, look at how it makes you feel. So I'm like, okay, yes, I'm not alone. Yeah, for sure. And then especially, too, if you're with a partner who may not be the best at communicating, or is one of those people who, you know, like want you to constantly ask them, like,
what's wrong. Just, I guess, try to be patient with them and just know, like, that's just kind of how they handle things. And, like, maybe it's a discussion so you guys can work on it. But if you're aware of, that's the way they handle it, be patient and do ask them. Yeah. As many times as it takes. Don't give up on them. And then
don't try to force them to be or communicate a certain way, because that's how you communicate, because then that's going to cause more problems.
Exactly.
I think you really need to understand that, like, how they communicate is different, but they are trying, and you calling them out is going to put them down and make them feel like they can't at all.
Right.
So definitely keep that in mind. Patience. And talk to them. Like, literally sit down with your partner and be like, hey, I know there is a different communication skill that you have.
Like a style.
But is there something you want me to do to make you feel comfortable to speak in your terms? Like, literally meet in the middle. Yeah. Because I've had that conversation with Eric where I've told him, like, sometimes it's hard for me to initiate. So sometimes I need you to, like, be the one to initiate and help me open that door to ask me, like, what's wrong, because I can't straight out do it. Right. Yeah, for sure. I think just, like, sit down with your partner, ask him what it is that will help them communicate with you, because in the end, it's going to benefit your relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm hungry.
That's so exhausting.
I'm so exhausted.
No, I am hungry too. Okay. So,
well, we're going to go eat.
Yeah, so bye.
But, yeah, I really love this episode, being vulnerable, which is so funny. That's the one thing I talked about that I have problems with. Yeah. But we're getting there. Yay. Do you want to start is it you or my turn for the popsicle stick?
Now it's my turn. I think you did the last one. Alrighty. Okay. Interesting to go into after what we just discussed. It's totally opposite, but have you ever faked an orgasm?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like if anyone says no, you're lying.
You're lying.
You're lying. 100%. We've all done it. We've all done it. It's so normal. I feel like guys don't know that, or they're surprised by it sometimes,
or it's their ego that gets in their way.
Yeah, or even like, they get upset knowing that, but it's like, it's not like a you thing. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's harder to please a female than it is to please a man. Yeah. It's a lot more, I feel like, work that goes into it. Like, we need more time to kind of like warm up, and you guys are just like, guys straight are just like, to it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ready.
No, I need the foreplay, sweetie. I need to be in the mood.
Yep.
Emotionally,
mentally. Oh man, we are complicated.
It's not that we're complicated, but I feel like we ask for basic needs, but they forget that when they're in the moment. Because for them, it's like, oh, I'm hard. Let's just go at it. But it's like, you're hard. She's not.
Yeah. No.
She needs some loving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I've definitely faked it. It's 100%. Normal. I'm not saying I've,
Yeah. It is normal. It's so normal. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like guys need to know it's also, well, I guess technically it's your fault if you're not like, but sometimes it's just not your fault. No, I
don't think it's necessarily a guy's thing, because I know it's like,
but they feel responsible. Like they're hard on themselves. I feel like if they hear that, like.
But I don't think it's, like I said, I'm not going to blame it on them, because a lot of women, one, it's not hard, like, communicate with your partner during sex. Yeah. And let them know, like, this doesn't do anything for me, but this does. Right. Like, if you want to go, finish first and then you want to do me after, or, like, if you want to do me first, so we get that over with, and then I don't know. Yeah. But it's, like, again, communication. But I also think it's more normal, or there's, I think, a statistic that I read recently where it's not a lot of women can orgasm when they're penetrated. Yeah. It's mainly on the outside. That's why a lot of women end up just like masturbating or doing something, because they know.
And what are you focusing on?
Yeah. Yes. So like the inside doesn't really do anything. I think I read that it's more rare for women to have an orgasm when there's something inside them, obviously, versus when they're on the outside.
So are you saying you don't orgasm when you're having sex?
No, I do.
Okay.
But like the question is, have I faked it? Yes. But I think what happens is a lot of men think that they're doing something when they're in. When I feel like statistically it's more, no, it's not what's on the inside. It's more of like focus on what's on the outside. Like mess around with the outside parts, not so much the inside, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could be wrong. That's what I read. But
you're supposed to. It's a funny way to think of it, but the clit is like the guy's penis, basically.
Yeah.
Like it gets hard, even though it's super small, but it gets filled up with blood just like a penis does and everything.
That is the target.
That is it. So if you don't know, clit.
Yes. Like, honestly, though, like, it's okay to ask your partner questions like, hey, when I do this, does it do anything?
Yeah.
Or does it, like, should I not? Because I've asked that with Eric. Like, do I do this? And he's like, don't even bother. I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to waste my time then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, noted. Never done that again.
Or, like, I'll ask, like genuinely, if I'm asking you, like, does it feel good? Like, I want to know if it feels good. Or, like, what do you want me to do to you? Like,
yes.
I want to know, so, because I don't want to just do something if you're not enjoying it. You know what I mean?
And vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good thing to communicate with your partner even in the middle. And, you know, they might find it sexy too for you to like say like kind of give them directions, like lower, higher, whatever, like hit this or whatever it is, like communicate it. It's,
But yeah, I mean, it's so funny though, because there's been times where like I want to ask girls, like when it's like girls, like just girl talk, I'm like, do you guys just like fake orgasm?
Yeah, no,
everybody's done it. It's not hard to fake an orgasm.
It is not hard.
It's really not.
Hey, give your best to one. Okay.
I know.
Like, oh my gosh.
That's so funny though. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, girls are actresses. We can give us anything and we'll make it look like we're finishing.
It's a good old
But that's not to degrade men. It's you know,
it's just different with women than it is men. It's honestly, and I feel like it's hard for them to understand that.
And it's not to hurt your feelings. Like, we're obviously faking it to not hurt your feelings.
Exactly, because we care about your feelings and we're trying to protect your feelings. Like, don't want to make him feel bad about it, but, you know?
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Well, that was a good one, too. You know, I guess
now Eric and Andy are going to be like, do you have something to say?
I know.
I'm like, no, it's not about
Seriously. You. Yeah. We went from being...
I'm very satisfied with my sexual encounters with Eric.
Yep. Samesies.
But in the past, yes. Oh my God. Those guys were clowns. How did they not know?
Yeah.
It's like you look in the past and you're like, what was I thinking?
Honestly. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. Honestly.
Oh my God, it's thunder.
Gosh, that was thunder.
Mm-hmm. I
thought thunder. I heard it earlier. Really?
It's so scary. Do you like it?
I don't mind it.
No?
I don't mind it. Really.
If I'm alone at home and I hear thunder, then I'm like scared.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
But if like Eric's here and I'm like, okay, he's upstairs.
It's fine.
It's fine. He's upstairs. But yeah, okay.
That was a good one.
That was a really
great way to end it. Yeah. Orgasms.
Or fake them. Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Literally, yes, exactly.
Funny. Oh, man. But all right. I mean, we're going to end it there and then we're going to go eat.
Yeah,
because I'm really hungry.
Yeah, me too.
But all right, you guys.
Let us know like all of your thoughts on the episode. We covered so much on being vulnerable. We were so open this time around. So let us know like how your communication style is. And then also let us know if you've ever faked an orgasm, which if you put no, let's be real. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know what's so funny is I've seen a lot of women now that are just like so direct with their men. Like say if they have one night stands and the guy's like, did you come? She's like, no. Like that's not my problem. That's your problem that I didn't do it. And I'm not going to feel bad that I didn't with you.
Yeah.
So like I've seen that it's like now becoming a new thing to like, you know, not like necessarily call them out, but to just be more direct. Like, no,
more straight up about
nothing happened. And I shouldn't feel bad about it, which is good.
And also it's helpful for them because it's like switch it up. So now they know like, well, that didn't work. And whether it's a one night stand or not, I mean, just try to pay attention to the other person. Like,
also, guys, do your research. if you really want to satisfy and please a woman, I think really pay attention to the woman body, what triggers it, how it helps.
Yep.
Because once you satisfy her, it's a whole game changer sexually.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to boost your ego more.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that you really did do it.
Yeah, I did that for her.
I did that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Well, that's going to conclude today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to leave our handles down in the description box below. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. You could put the notification bells. Yes. Yep. Subscribe.
Every Wednesday.
Huh? What did you say?
No, sorry. I said every Wednesday. What? We release them every Wednesday.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to... I was like,
I heard everyone stay. I'm like, everyone stay.
Everyone stay.
Everyone
stay and watch the podcast, okay? Don't click out.
Yeah. Everyone stay.
Everyone stay, okay?
Yes, every Wednesday we post. And
I can't wait to see that.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.